Hey guys, this is Down Phoenix. I wanted to quickly shoot this video just to say my thoughts about this whole Epic Games lawsuit business that's been going on. In case you're not familiar with what's going on, there was some news recently from various gaming publications and whatnot that showed that a 14-year-old kid is being sued by Epic Games over alleged cheating in Fortnite. It's actually more specifically due to a YouTube video that this kid had uploaded that showed how to cheat in the game. That, apparently had showed him cheating in the game and showed people how to access these cheats. So, this is a very complicated subject. Now, I'm not a legal expert, so I'm not even going to bother to talk about legally if this is right or wrong, or who's in the right or wrong, or anything like that, Both sides, I'm sure, have their arguments with that, and we'll see that play out at court, okay? That's not what we're here to talk about, though. I want to talk about the actual moral ramifications of this, what this actually means for the gaming community as a whole. So, now, from what I understood, Epic didn't actually know that this kid was a minor prior to beginning the proceedings for a lawsuit. Because what happened was this kid did a video on YouTube showing this stuff. They did a DMCA takedown, which basically is saying that they want that taken down because it violated their copyright. And the reason why that violates their copyright is because it's showing circumvention of their software. That's kind of the most simplest way I can put it. And whenever you get a DMCA takedown notice like that, if you're saying that no, it's not in fact that, you have the right to appeal it. Well, at that point, if you appeal it to YouTube, then YouTube is going to basically make the whole thing go away. If the other side's like, okay, we're fine with that, whatever. But the other side has the right to sue the person in question. They have a right to open a lawsuit against them as well if they feel strongly enough regarding DMCA takedown. And that's what apparently Epic Games has done in this scenario, which it just kind of really blows up a lot of different things. So I'm not really going to get into the legal stuff, though. I want to talk solely about the ramifications of this in the gaming community. So when it comes to cheating in video games, I'm not a fan of it at all, unless it's for single-player games. Like, I was always a fan of stuff like doing the big head mode in NBA Jam, or doing the cheats in Grand Theft Auto, bringing out the tank and all that good stuff. There's all kinds of fun cheats out there. There's nothing wrong with it. Game Genies, they were great back in the day. But, nowadays we live in a very different time, and the type of gaming experiences are drastically different from what we had from years past. Sure, you can still play single-player games. Those are still around, obviously, despite what Electronic Arts might say. But overall, games are definitely a lot more socially focused, a lot more multiplayer-centric, and a lot more online connectivity. So cheating is something that definitely has to be kept in check for these kinds of games. And the thing is, I don't care if Epic is in the right with this legally or not. I absolutely don't care at all. Because the problem with them and several other companies is they've done absolutely nothing to fix this problem. They themselves have done nothing, okay? Now, you can say, oh, they banned this kid, yada yada. They banned him 14 times, apparently. You figure at some point they would ban his fucking IP address entirely. And yes, the kid probably could have got around that with a VPN and so on. The battle could have been kept going on, but apparently Epic never did this. At least from what I understand. This kid, he was just showing a cheat. He didn't make the cheat himself or anything like that. He did not engineer this. He just downloaded it from another website and was showing people how to download it, I guess, or whatever. How to set it up on their computer, PlayStation, or whatever he was playing. I have no idea, okay? But Epic Games hasn't done enough on their own to prevent cheating in the first place. Now, you have to think, people think, oh, Epic Games, they're this small company. They're so small and casual. They're just a small little publisher, And in fact, they didn't even publish the game. Gearbox published the game. So, like, Epic's just tiny little company, except you guys forget that a lot of games that are powered nowadays are powered by this little engine called Unreal Engine. Guess who owns Unreal Engine? Epic Games. Now, they give the software for Unreal Engine away for free, but that has this very strict stipulation on it. 5% of every sale made for that game goes to them. So you got everything from Rainbow Six to, I don't know, I'm having a hard time even thinking of all the games. There's just so many freaking games that run off of Unreal Engine. It's mind-blowing. There's literally hundreds of games that run off of it. And I'm talking about major games. We're not even talking like indie games and mobile market and things like that. We probably have thousands and thousands more that run off of this engine. They get 5% of every sale for that game. It doesn't matter if the game was bought for $60, for $5. If you buy $5 of microtransactions, $100 of microtransactions, DLC, every monetary transaction for that game, 5% goes to Epic Games. So they're not just little small company. They rake in millions and millions of dollars in licensing fees every quarter. Okay? This is the gaming business that they do. That's the small chunk of the pie. They make money off of licensing for Unreal Engine. They're not a small company in the slightest. They have such a beautiful scam. It's not as good as Valve's. Valve's has like pretty much the ultimate scam in terms of the gaming industry. But they're sitting pretty right now, guys. They are sitting very pretty. Okay? So it's just a moral mindfuck that they still want even more money. And they want to bleed this kid's family dry to get a few more cents. Instead of doing something like, if I was like the CEO of Epic, I wouldn't be going after individual cheaters. Because you got to think about things in other ways. Cheating in video games has a lot of parallels with drug use, okay? You have individual drug users. They get their drugs from drug dealers, okay? You go after the dealers if you want to prevent drug use from spreading. You don't go after the individual drug users because that is, okay, well, that's another argument entirely. I'm not going after that. Okay, but what I'm saying is if you want to more effectively curb drug use, you have to go after the dealers. So, Epic, why are you not going after the cheat sites? Why are you not pursuing legal action against them? What you're doing going after individual people doing cheats off of those sites is not going to do a damn thing to curb the cheating in your game. You'll get rid of one cheater, but you know what? He did a YouTube video to show people how to do it. There's probably 10 people that's going to replace him, okay? And then before you know it, the game's going to be virtually unplayable. And whose fault is that going to be ultimately? Who is to blame for Fortnite crashing and burning as it is right now? I mean, think about it. This game was intended as competition for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Now, that's a $30 game. They were giving this one away for free, okay, for free. How do you argue against that? Do I pay $30 or do I pay nothing? Duh, nothing, right? And they're still getting their asses killed by PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. And this is one of the reasons why, is because cheating is apparently so rampant in this game. And that's why Epic Games is going to the course of action that they are. But it's a course of action that will fail. Unequivocally. This game will crash and burn because of the way they are handling this. And then you also have to factor in the fact that, oh man, I really don't know what to say here. This is one of the most terrible PR disasters of this year. And we just had the EA thing, okay? The EA thing, that was terrible. That's arguably worse, okay? I'm not disputing that, okay? It certainly was worse. but this is just as bad. For one, if Epic decides to pursue this course of action, if they actually sue this kid, I will, for the rest of my life, never buy anything that Epic has anything to do with. If it has Unreal Engine, I won't buy it. If it has Unreal Engine and I really want to play it badly, I'll buy it used so that company doesn't get a single cent from me from now on, because I cannot morally support a company that's so morally reprehensible. That's it. They're going to be on the boycott list. They're going to be the biggest boycott I have ever had. Right now, and by the way, I'm boycotting Gearbox, which is part of the reason why I didn't buy Fortnite, is because Gearbox is publishing it. I don't want Gearbox to get any of my money, so I didn't buy the game. But I was like, well, if Battle Royale is free, I'll check it out. It was actually kind of fun, because they do make good games, but I can't support a company that does that. You know, I'm not with my money. Not with my money. If you guys want to freely support that, if you have the moral bearing to not even acknowledge that, you know, there are reprehensible actions and do that, well, that's on you. That's totally on you. But they can turn this around. They can turn this around, just simply not steal them, or at least not for money, you know, shit. Gosh, I mean, how much more money do you guys fucking need, right? So terrible, man. But, yeah. I'm not boycotting officially right now, because they haven't, I don't think they have actually finalized the course of what they're going to pursue legally in this particular case. But game companies, they never target the actual problem, okay? Like, look at Call of Duty, for example. A major problem in the Call of Duty community for years and years are modded controllers. Controllers that add features such as drop shotting, rapid fire, all kinds of other things like that that aren't technically supposed to be in the game. Okay? Not only have they done absolutely nothing in terms of software to prevent this, they could put features in the Call of Duty software to prevent rapid firing from being something that you can do. Instead of doing that, they practically advertise with these companies to sell these controllers. And they don't consider it cheating at all. That's how morally mindfucked these game companies are, man. They don't see the problem. They don't see the forest for the trees. They just see fucking money. If it's something that makes some money, yeah. Those cheat sites, they make them money because people will pay for the game to do the cheats. But an individual person showing you how to do the cheats, they don't make money off of that, so they want to shut that shit down. And I cannot support that any longer. I'm not fucking joking. Like, I will seriously never buy an Unreal Engine game for the rest of my life where that Epic actually gets money from it, if they pursue this course of action. That will exclude me from a lot of games. I realize that, but I don't know if you guys noticed, there's no shortage of games out there. There's plenty to play. So, that's my thoughts on it. I was just frustrated seeing this and seeing, like, the views of some of my fellow community members and the attacks on this kid and individual cheaters like this, instead of, like, the real targets, which are, one, the morally reprehensible companies that never do a damn thing about the cheating, and two, the actual sites that facilitate the cheating in the first place. So that's what I've got to say, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. But till then, Down Phoenix out.